Hi all. I had a Lawrance Cup final last night for Barnet Chess Club playing in the North Circular League, and this is two 30-minute games, and Barnet had reached the final against Wanstead. I was playing in I.Hunnable. In the first game it was a dramatic draw with we only had about a minute and a half each at the end, and I asked for the draw which he accepted, and Barnet were leading 3-1, and in the second game I was playing black against Ian, and he played knight f3, and I thought I'd play f5, which is the Dutch defence, so an aggressive response to the Reti move, knight f3. After d4 I played g6, so I'm going into the Dutch Leningrad variation, which I think is quite an aggressive line. So I played d6, he fianchettos the bishop, and I castle, and here I play knight c6, and I don't mind the double pawns. I think in practice this is kind of a dangerous idea where black accepts these double pawns now, so provoking d5, playing knight e5, and white took on e5, and I'm not sure this is the exact move order of the game, but it definitely has the matching positions. He might have played e4 here, and I played a thematic pawn sack, f4. So the idea is to try and rip open these dark squares. So he played g takes f4, and I played knight h5, and now he plays f5, and it looks as though, is black's play silly? I'm a pawn down for nothing here. So Rybka's evaluation actually, is better for white. And at the moment I can't play what I'd like to play, which is queen e8, because then there's knight b5. Let's have a quick look. Queen e8, knight b5, and what do I do about c7? I have to go back to c7. So I thought, well, I want to play queen e8, so I'll play bishop d7 first, so I can just take on b5. So once I play queen e8, the idea is to protect that knight, so I'm actually threatening g takes f to regain my pawn. He plays actually a3 as if there's going to be queenside expansion. So I play queen e8, and this provokes him to take on g6. I take back, and now he plays king h1, and it's clear that white might be using the g file, but at the moment this f pawn is being attacked by the rook, so I'm not too concerned until he protects the pawn. Anyway, in preparation for this g file, I don't want my queen skewered to the king, so I played king h8, and he plays bishop e3, so now he's really threatening maybe rook g1. But anyway, I play knight f4, and I think in practice I've got a pleasant position, well, for a 30-minute game. And here rook g1, bishop takes f4 was played, which maybe is a bit too committal. It extends the scope of this bishop and gives me the e5 square for the bishop, which is dangerous for white's h2 pawn. So maybe in this position he should have played rook g1, and I think Rybka thinks white's got the advantage here still. But I don't know, maybe black's okay. Queen h6 maybe like in the game, and maybe black's alright here. I'm not entirely sure. Rook f6, I guess bishop g4. Okay, I think technically white's better. But anyway, this didn't stop me wanting to give this a punt, because it's an interesting pawn sack idea, and he went wrong, I think, with bishop takes f4, and the evaluation shifts actually. Black's almost equalised now, so the bishop's been extended in scope, and as I say, it's got this e5 square. So he plays bishop f3, and I played the move bishop e5 now, and it's difficult for white. He's not going to be able to get rid of this bishop in a hurry, or snap up this pawn in a hurry, or even play b4 in a hurry. So black's kind of comfortable here. After rook g1 I just played queen h6, and now there's a surprising shift in evaluation. I wonder if you can spot my next move, which actually hands black the advantage. Or there's two moves. They have a primitive idea in mind, both moves, so I'll give you 10 points for both of them. If I give you 5 seconds starting from now, what would you play here with black? Okay, I played the move Rook F6, but if you play Queen H4, that's also good. So Rook F6 just simply has the idea of Queen H4, and just Rook H6, just targeting this poor H pawn. So he plays Queen H2, Queen E2, and I play Queen H4. And it's difficult for White to defend this now, believe it or not. He played Knight B5, and there's a spectacular move in this position which I didn't think was possible, but it actually is. I wonder if you can spot it, actually, if I give you 5 seconds from now. Okay, there's a spectacular move, Queen takes H2, and I missed this. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't see the continuation. I thought check, I thought White has Bishop H5, but here, can you spot what Black has in this position? If I give you 5 seconds from now. Okay, F3 check. And now that forces basically Rook G3, because King H1, Rook H5 is mate. So if Rook G3, then in this position, either taking the bishop or the queen hands Black a big advantage, for example, like this, and Black is a piece up, a whole bishop up. In the game I played something less pretty. I played just Rook H6 because I thought this was dangerous as well. My idea was that if White's going to defend with Rook G2, then Bishop H3. And I thought this was tricky. So he plays Rook G2, and I played Bishop H3. I was expecting, a sacrifice of the exchange, in which case, Rook G1, and I would have, taken on G2, and maybe played Rook G8 just to try and get rid of that defensive piece. So I thought this was going to be crushing. But actually what he played was Rook G to G1. And can you spot my next move which ended the game? If I give you 5 seconds from now. Did you get it yet? Alright, hold on. Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds from now. Try and find it. It's a nice, elegant forcing move. So 10 seconds from now. Okay, Bishop F1, and that was it. It's attacking the queen and threatening mate. So there's no Rook G2 here. It's completely hopeless for White. What can White do? If Rook G2, I can just take the queen, or even stronger than technically taking queen is just taking on G2. Because if King takes here, there's a forced mate in 4. I wonder what you would play here. Well, it's all killing really. Rook G8, but the most precise is actually check on H3, and then Rook G8 check. So this is a forced mate now. Queen H1 there. So let's have a quick look at that game in overview and summary. As a Leningrad Dutch defence with this Knight C6 variation. And Black is accepting, these double pawns, but it does provide, aggressive play, especially if White's going to play E4. So this was an aggressive pawn sacrifice, which happened to work out well on the knight. But maybe technically, White's with precision is okay. But the way White played with Bishop takes F4 was very committal here. So White had to play Rook G1. But by playing Bishop F4, Black was very comfortable now on the dark squares, and this Bishop was, very nicely, indirectly eyeing the H2 pawn. So all Black has to do now is just increase the pressure on H2. Very simple move, Rook F6, which I was very pleased to find. And now, my plan was clear. And if ever the Bishop moves, F3. So, for example, Bishop G4, just F3, and it just threatens mate. So white was really tied down here. Big advantage to black. So after Queen H4, and in this continuation, this lovely move at the end, which Alex, my teammate, said it was a beautiful move, and he had spotted it as well. So Bishop F1 just ended the game. Hope you enjoyed that. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.